You already know what time. Do I even need to say anything? May the best team win. What's up, Craig? Haven't seen you in a while. I would say good luck to your damn Tigers, but facing a gritty Tigers team, give a crap. Gritty Tigers, shitty Tigers. I don't care. I really could care less. Grit can only get you so far. We already know that, right? Oh, you're facing the gritty Tigers team. Oh. We're gonna take that grit, stick it sideways, and kick it straight up your ass. What's really funny about this series so far? Watching like other like these big time MLB content creators just to hear what they had to say. Swear, man, if you didn't know any better, you would have thought like we were like one of the lower tier teams because nobody's even really giving us any ounce of like respect. Everyone's like on the freaking Tigers right now. Not even kidding. Slurping on them Tigers right now, man. Damn. My God, fam, like they do realize that we won the AL Central, right? We didn't just luck into the division. We pretty much won that sucker from wire to wire. Yeah, Kansas City did make things close at the end. In the end, we pulled away. Honestly, it should have been the Twins in this position. It's so funny because the one team that we beat the crap out of all year didn't make the playoffs. But the two teams from our division that gave us the most trouble made it. Because honestly, I would have loved to face the Twins here. Just to kick their ass again and shut that fan base up again for good. But no, no, we got to face the Detroit Tigers, and it's pretty clear. The Tigers have rejuvenated that fan base, that city, and everything. I think Perez and Brett floundered. Now, from what I've heard from all the content creators, obviously the one guy they pay attention to on this team is Jose Ramirez, right? And it's so funny how these big time content creators talk about us because you could just tell they don't really watch us. They don't sit down and watch the Guardians. They only just, scan over highlights and stuff because that's what they do. You know, they don't give a crap about the Guardians overall. They don't give a crap about the Guardians overall. A lot of them are casuals. They just look at stats. They're box score watchers. They don't know how the Guardians do things. Now, of course, the Guardians, as we know, they're like a Jekyll and Hyde. Guardians fans know this team is a supreme example of a Jekyll and Hyde. One game, they go out there, they could bludgeon you to death. 10 hits, 6 runs, and the starting pitcher doesn't even go 3 innings. And you have the Guardians that get cooked by some random dude plucked off the freaking AAA roster the very day before. I don't know what Guardians team is going to show up here, but I'm going to need the Guardians team that essentially, can actually hit the ball and not you know look like ass. Don't embarrass me, right? Because a lot of people are picking the Tigers to win this series, which again they got the yeah, they slurping all over that. They glazing the Tigers. So I'm looking at fan graphs right now, and I guess they have projections, game by game odds. Tigers win in 4 is 15%. Winning 5 is 18%. Total 42%. The Guardians have a great chance to win in 3. I think if we do win this series, it'll be like in 4. I don't. If we can beat up on Screwball, we win in this series all the time. Like, come on. Oh, they haven't officially announced the full rotation for the Guardians, but it sounds like, according to Fangraphs, it'll be Bybee going tomorrow. That's the only one we know of right now. Bybee tomorrow. Boyd on game 2 against Screwball. That would be fun. Potentially Alex Cobb for game 3. A bullpen game for the Tigers against Tanner Bybee in game 4. And then Boyd and Screwball part 2, game 5. I think the only way the Tigers really win this series is if they take us to 5. And we all know, and Tigers fans know, if the Guardians are leading this game tomorrow, if they are leading any game actually, if they lead the game after 6, you already know what's about to happen. Bullpen's gonna start cranking. Cade Smith's gonna come out. Then you got Hunter Gaddis. When Cade Smith is in the game, you're like, okay, well, the bullpen's active. That means, you get the demons coming out of the bullpen. When you got the Duck Dynasty looking mother trucker coming out of the bullpen, you know, okay. We only got 1 inning to get the lead or tie the game because 100-mile-per-hour Cutters is coming out very soon. And when he comes out, at least for the most part this season, when he comes out and he's pitching, the game is pretty much over if we're leading. In fact, there was a stat leading after 8. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? It was obviously, I'll say it's disgusting. We got that dude for 1 inning of Corey Kluber. I'll always love Corey. And honestly, I mean, I love him even more now because he got us one of the nastiest closers and arguably the best closer in baseball. Looking nervous, are you? Of course, Jacob's nervous. If we go out here and we play the game I know we can play, we win in this in 4, I think. Yeah. The only game I'm kind of nervous about is Screwball. Yeah, because Screwball is like a Cy Young. But the last time we faced Screwball, we got him for 10 hits, but we couldn't score. Who knows what'll happen this time around? And it's not like we haven't faced these guys before. We've faced these freaking their bullpen guys many, many times this year. I am just curious as to see how Tanner Bybee's gonna do, because talk about Jekyll and Hyde. That dude goes Jekyll and Hyde every other start. Like, one start, he'll absolutely carve a dude up. He'll carve a team up like a damn Thanksgiving turkey. But then the next start, it's like he forgets how to pitch. It's like, yo, bro, can we do this consistency thing? Right? Can we go out here and shove 2 times in a row? Of course, there was that 3 or 4 start stretch in our rotation where we had like 3 or 4 straight master classes in a row. And by the way, it sounds like Alex Cobb, he'd be ready to go because Fangraphs has him projected as the number 3, as the game 3 starter against Kiter Montero, I guess. Man, how crazy would it be if the dude that carved us up like a damn pumpkin won us this series? Because flashback, Alex Cobb, I mean, that dude, we could not touch him in 2013, that wild card. And I think if there's one thing that we have experience in, it's these big games. Obviously, the Tigers, they haven't been in this situation. Card whoop-de-doo. But the lights are a little bit brighter now, right? Like, you're in the division series now. This ish is for real now. Like, yeah, you won the wild card round. Congratulations. You beat the Astros. Everyone loves it. But I mean, the Guardians won the Central for a reason. They won 90 plus games for a reason. They didn't just fluke their way to 92 wins in the AL Central Division. Kinda, I mean, if you think about it, the we were kind of the reason why the Tigers made the playoffs because we smoked the freaking Twins in that one series, which started their downfall, which had everybody in the Central laughing at them. Because if you go back, let's do that right now. Let's go back in time to the trade deadline and see how this division was looking. Because, man, it was different. The Tigers traded away Jack Flaherty, right? Because they thought they were done. I wonder if the Tigers knew now what, if they knew back then what they know now, would they have traded Flaherty? Right? Obviously, I mean, the bold strategy of going through playoff series with really two starters. That is a very, very bold strategy. AJ Hinch is hoping that it works, because having only two starters, but then your bullpen's out there, you're going to go bullpen game most of the time, as he calls it, like chaos pitching. Like, what happens if there's a game in this series where the Guardians are just lighting up everybody and you have to dig into your bullpen? Most likely, what would probably happen is AJ Hinch would probably just have that pitcher wear it and save the bullpen for the next game. But I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in AJ Hinch's head. Of course, if I was in his head, I would pretty much say, if I could get into their pitchers' heads, I'd be like, throw a meatball. When it comes to Jose Ramirez, throw a pitch low and in, inside. Just watch as Jose crushes it to the second deck. But like, sees, let's take a look at the standings here. All right, and then I'm also going to talk about these other series in the division series as well, because you what, man? The division series overall this year is fire. It's absolutely fire. It's lit. It's absolutely lit this year. We got Padres, Dodgers, Mets, Phillies. Thank you for that. And then we got literally three divisional matchups. And then Kansas City versus the Yankees. Okay. You just have Aaron Judge versus Bobby Witt. Awesome, right? Two solid pitching staffs, but Kansas City's Achilles heel, I think, is their middle of their bullpen. Kansas City does really well when their starter goes deep into the game and they can just go to the back end of their bullpen. I'm talking like Schreiber, and then you get into Urseg. Like that area of their bullpen. You get into that area of the bullpen, they have a good chance to win. Overall, I think their bullpen's not horrible though. They're just easy to expose, in my opinion. So going back to actually 2 months. Wow, 2 months ago it was the trade deadline. I cannot believe that. Holy crap. Near. Well, been over 2 months. So back on July 30th, the O's were leading the division. The Twins were 10 games over. The Tigers were 5 games under at 52 and 57. They just traded Flaherty. The Guardians obviously were 65 and 42. So yeah, they were in control. And then of course they kind of floundered a bit, because August was not a friendly month for the Guardians at all. It's so funny because they sucked. They sucked butt in August, and they still didn't lose a division. Let's see how they did in August, like overall. Pretty sure that was probably like a under 500 month for them because they sucked butt in that month. My God, it was treacherous. And then September came around and they turned up. I guess they used August as their derp month. Let's see here. So, okay, they started off by beating the O's on the first. So they split with the O's. That was when the downfall started right there. They lose that Saturday on CC bobblehead night. Oh boy. From that point on, they would go almost a full week without winning a game. And then they rallied. They split with the Twins. They swept the Cubs. And then, oh, look, another downfall. They would then again go another almost week without winning a game. And again, on another Saturday against the Rangers, they absolutely bludgeoned the crap out of Texas 13-5. Then they would beat them again on that Sunday. Then they'd win 1 of 4 against Kansas City just out of nowhere. Like, wow, okay. And then they would face the Pirates. They would win 2 out of 3 there. And then September came around and then they just turned up. 2 out of 3 against Kansas City and 1 of 3 against the Dodgers, but the Dodgers are damn good. Then they swept the White Sox, split with the Rays, 3 of 4 against the Twins, and then they, win the division and everything. They lose 2 of 3 to the Cardinals, they sweep the Reds, and then get swept by the Astros. In fact, it's kind of funny how they had the Astros last game of the season against us got canceled due to rain because the Astros had to go do a little what was it, a workout for their wild card matchup. Okay, that's tough. That workout was so important, man. They canceled this game against us. They cost J-Ram a chance at a 40-40 season, and they paid for it. The baseball gods made them pay for it. Karma. Love to see it. So yeah, I was not mad at all that the Tigers swept the Astros. Because it's the Astros. It's the Astros. All day. Game 3, you gotta trust your pitchers and bullpen. Screwball's pitching in game 2. Yeah, they did that so then they can pitch him in a possible game 5. Just kills me how like he looked good and then gave up some hits and then whoop, gone. Lost and then whoop, gone. Lost that game. Then he shoved a couple times. Like he had one start where he shoved. Oh, a fractured fingernail on the IL. He comes back, pitches against the Pirates. Damn near perfect games them. Oh, blister. I'm like, what is this dude doing with his fingers? But it's like, yeah, if you really think about it, he is a heavy off-speed guy. I don't even know if he has a fastball. When you're digging your fingernails and the tip of your fingers into that ball 100 times a game, I could do some damage. Just happy he's ready. He'll be ready to go, I think. I think that's what they did. They timed it to where he'll be ready to go for this. Obviously, the Guardians thought that we might be facing Houston in the division series, so they didn't pitch Bybee, Gavin, or any of those guys in that final series. Because they thought, oh yeah, we're probably going to be facing the Astros. So I'm sure Tigers fans will probably see that and think, oh, they were hating. Well, we didn't know the Tigers were going to show out in Houston, which made everybody laugh and enjoy their downfall. Because everybody, no matter the team, enjoyed the Astros' downfall. And you're like, yeah, that was fun, but next year, they're probably going to be even better. Injuries cooked them earlier this year. Like, did you guys see their freaking rotation at the start of the season? It was bad. I remember back in May, people were already counting the Astros out. They were burying them. Like, oh yeah, they're done. Astros roared back into it as we predicted. Like, it could have easily been the Mariners in the playoffs, not the Astros. But you know, the Mariners, they love to kick their fans in the groin over and over and over again. It's what they do, it's tradition. Even when they made the playoffs, they had to kick their fans in the groin with a freaking steel toe boot. Oh, it was bad. Bad for Mariners fans because they actually were feeling really good about their team. But, you know, we'll see how they do next year. You know. All right, let's see here. Where's my guy, Alex Cobb? There he is. Let's see how he did this year because he had a few starts. Yeah, he had 3 starts in the regular season because those damn fingers. So he went 2-1 in his 3 starts. Again, the first start, he was looking really good, really solid. And then the Twins just started getting some hits, and then the big 3-run shot by Wallner. Bad stuff. But then he comes back against the Cubs. He shoves like a mother trucker out there. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 3 Ks. Oh, fractured fingernail. Out for a few weeks. Comes back against the Pirates. Damn near perfect games them. A little while later, we find out, oh, he's got a splinter. I'm like, really? A fractured fingernail, and then a damn splinter. Well, it wasn't a splinter, it was like the beginning of one. So they did the smart thing. They're like, you know what? We're not going to let this develop into a splinter because that'll be really bad. So we're going to hold you back, let you fully like heal and let that splinter thing go away. And then we'll have you ready for the playoffs. Well, as far as Gavin goes, because I'm sure you guys are wondering, where's Gavin Williams at? He's going to be in the bullpen. Yeah. So I bet you if, let's say, Cobb can't really go, if he's struggling, they're going to get Gavin out there. Because I feel like Boyd and Bybee are going to be fine. It's Cobb. That's the one I'm worried about with his damn fingers. We got rivalries. I have Fubo, but don't have TBS or TNT. But this is the good news. I got Max. Cool. Cool. Speaking of which, I actually saw today apparently DirecTV is merging with Dish. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? DirecTV, because their prices are just going so far up. They're going all the way up. And they lost, they don't have Sunday ticket. So they didn't have that trump card that would justify me paying exorbitant prices for that. So of course, I get Dish. Dish isn't even bad. Like you have apps, you can pretty much do the same things. You just don't have the fancy bells and whistles like, Sunday ticket and all that. Which, I mean, I got Fubo, so I don't really need to worry about that for a lot of that stuff. But oh yeah, DirecTV is merging with Dish. I'm like, okay. I mean, if that means I can get Bally's on my TV again, that'd be fine, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because Bally's might not even last. I heard that the merger is not going to happen immediately. It's going to happen gradually over time. I'm like, so I guess Bally's won't even last probably 2 years. In fact, I heard, not sure if this is legit true or not, I guess Bally's like rejected a lot of the TV deals, except for the Braves. So are we not going to be on Bally's next year? Because I mean, if like I have Amazon Prime, I heard Prime might be taken over, but if the MLB takes over production and they just do like a direct to consumer thing, hey, I'm all for it. I live in the viewing area. That's how I'm able to get Bally's Great Lakes, because I live in the viewing area. I'm like on the very edge of it. If I lived any further south or east, I probably wouldn't be in the viewing area. Like when I moved down where I live now, I legit asked the TV guy, like, hey, do we have Bally's? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, sick. Awesome. By the way, freaking Sparty is ass. Sparty stinks, bro. My god, they pew pew ew. They suck. Oregon's doing to them what we did to them pretty much. Turning that damn ball over every time they have a chance to score. Jeez. All right, but yeah, so in terms of the win percentage, they give us a 62% chance to win tomorrow. Of course, schoolball, they give the Tigers a 51% chance. Okay. After that, the Guardians have a chance to win the next two. So, like I said, I think we're going to be heavily motivated to win in four. But man, I mean, if we can just weather this schoolball hammer, right? Keep that game close, like tied or whatever. If we have a dueling pet masterclass, I remember a couple years ago, we faced the White Sox. It was Shane Bieber versus, I think, Giolito or Rodon. And same situation, dueling masterclasses. We were matching them punch for punch. It was goose egg versus goose egg. Their bullpen came in there and we struck and we won. Essentially, all we really got to do against Schoolball is do what we did against him the last time. Work the count. Don't try to chase every pitch he throws. Wait for your pitch and try to crush that sucker. Work his count. Kill his pitch count. I'm talking like get that pitch count into the 60s by the third inning. Like work that ish. Work it, baby. Work it. And get that bullpen in the game early. Then we can strike and take over that game because we win game two. Oh boy. But man, we got to take game one first. We take game one, we're in fantastic shape. We are in absolutely fantastic shape, obviously. Because then we got Boyd and then Cobb. But man, if we serve up a possible clincher for Alex Cobb, oh my God. With what that dude's been able to do with us since we got him. Now, yeah, it's only been 3 starts. But in 2 of those 3, he's been absolutely phenomenal. Man, let's look at his 2 starts since he got here. In between injuries. Right? So Chicago won August 14th. 5 2/3 innings. 3 hits. 1 run. He gave up 1 run in his last 2 starts. And it was because of a sac fly. Yeah. And that sac fly happened because our right fielder made a smart move and caught a ball that would have been foul. Because if he would have let that ball go foul, obviously the runner wouldn't have scored, but Dansby Swanson could have easily hit a homer the next pitch. And then we wound up winning that game anyway, so it didn't matter. His last start was an absolute masterclass. 6 innings, 2 hits, 6 Ks, shut piece, no walks. That's how good he is. And like I said, I mean, the dude cooked us in the freaking postseason in 2013. He was a key piece to that Rays rotation in 2013. I'm sure he will rise to the occasion in the playoffs. It's going to be fun. But you know what else is going to be fun? The other series is in the playoffs. Because I'm looking at the schedule. Now, tomorrow, I'm looking at Tuesday. Let me go to tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be a loaded day of baseball. I mean, it's going to be a loaded day of sports in general. Because you got baseball and football going on with a little bit of basketball too. But nobody's going to care about basketball. So let's see here. As soon as ESPN loads up, because of course it's taking 5 years to load up. Freaking MLB Network. So tomorrow, 1 o'clock, Holton versus Bybee. Tyler Holton's going to be the opener, I guess, for Olsen. Maybe. So they're going to have Holton against Bybee. Okay. 4:08 on Fox, Kodai Senga makes his return against Zach Wheeler. And then 6:38, New York and Kansas City, Michael Waka against Garrett Cole. Ooh. And then the main event of the evening, 8:38 p.m. on FS1, Dylan Cease versus Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Ooh, okay, wow. All right. And then Sunday, of course, I'll be doing football, but you'll have Luis Severino and Christopher Sanchez facing off. And then you, Darvish, and Jack Flaherty. And then on Monday, I will be doing the Guardians game. Screwball versus Undecided. I assume it'll be Boyd, but we'll see. And then you'll have Cole Reagans against Carlos Rodon at 7:38 on Monday. That'll be a fun game to do. I'm gonna at least try and do one of every series. I think, maybe. Obviously, I wish these series would have started on a weekday because that would have made it so much easier to do it. But I get it, the way the season ran, starting them on a weekend. It's tough business because you got a lot of sports going on and eyes are going to be everywhere. Now, game 2 for New York, Philly. Okay, game 3, Philly, New York will be Aaron Nola against somebody. They haven't decided yet. And I only assume the Dodgers. I don't know who the Dodgers are going to put out there for game 3, but San Diego will probably not have Joe Musgrove. It's probably going to be like Michael King or something like that. I have to assume. All right, but that should be 3 other fun series, but of course my attention will be only on one series and one series only, and that is of course Guardians and Tigers. And I'll be watching the others, but when my series is on, I'm going to be of course watching that with undivided attention. So if I had to give my ultimate predictions for these other series as well as ours, as much as I would love to see it, Yankees over the Royals, I'll say in 5. The Yankees have a tendency to let these like lesser teams hang around with them, and that Royals pitching staff can be nails as long as their offense is awake. So I think their offense will show out. I know Bobby Witt and Salvador Perez and them, they're going to do their thing, but it's everybody else. And if they get good outings from their starters, they can hang around. Remember, they only need to win 3 of them, but it's going to be tough. I got the Yankees winning in 5 against the Royals. Guardians and Tigers, you know where I'm going with this. I'm going Guardians in 4. And then in the NL, I got the Phillies squeaking out a W over the Mets. That'll go 5. Yeah, Phillies over the Mets in 5. And then, of course, Padres over the Dodgers. I'm going to say in 5 as well. Yeah. If they had Musgrove, I'd be like, oh, they could probably do it in 4. Because, my God, that rotation is disgusting in San Diego. If we don't win the World Series, I want to see San Diego do it. Because they lost their owner. Their owner passed away during the season. What's really messed up is I saw a report regarding the Oakland A's. Apparently, their owner, the Padres, now, late owner, he actually organized a group of owners who were going to vote against the move to Vegas. But unfortunately, he passed away, and Rob Manfred went over there and essentially probably said, "Hey, yo, guys, you want to do that?" He like low key, strong armed them to vote like for the move. Probably threatened them. I don't know. I can only imagine what Manfred said to those owners to get them to vote for the move. sucks, man. Because that dude helped AJ Preller essentially turn the Padres from like a small market team to arguably a small market team that thinks they're a big market team. They spend like a big market team. San Diego isn't the largest market. It's a top, it's like a middle to like low middle, maybe middle to top tier market. It's a decent market. It's not on the New York or Houston or LA level though. But yeah, it's up there. Spending some crazy money. AJ Preller's a freaking madman. That's all I'll say about that. Playoffs in the MLB have such a crappy start time. Tell me about it. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Scooball does. Hopefully, I'm of course I'm hoping that we shell the crap out of him. I mean, imagine he has a generational disaster class against us. Then Tigers fans would be like, "Oh, there's the Guardians using their devil magic again. There's the voodoo magic of the Guardians at work again." Well, so I think that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this one, ladies and gents. So let's get it started tomorrow. I'll be live for both games, meaning Guardians Tigers at 1. And then when that game ends, I'll of course read off the final stat line, winning pitcher, losing pitcher, and all that other jazz. And then I'll jump right into Ohio State, Iowa. I'm hoping I don't miss too much of that game. Of course, the last time I tried to do that, wild card series in 2022, I was going to do Rays Guardians and then, jump over to Ohio State Sparty. Then the Guardians and Rays decided to have one of the longest games ever, and I just ended up not even streaming the Ohio State game because I just did not have the energy. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. With that being said, guys, I will see y'all tomorrow for a nice little doubleheader. And then Sunday, I'll be back for Browns and Commanders. Hopefully, the Browns don't embarrass us. But we all know it's probably going to happen because it's the Browns and they love to embarrass us and ruin my freaking weekend. So I will see you all tomorrow for a doubleheader. Then Browns Commanders on Sunday. And then back for Guardians Tigers game 2 on Monday. And then, I might do a couple games on Tuesday and Wednesday and everything, just like do maybe one game a day or whatever. Maybe even, link up with JB Taylor. It's funny because me and JB were going to do a game on, what was it, Sunday, Saturday, something like that. We were going to do a game a few days ago. But then he had family coming over. We were going to do Kansas City and Baltimore. That's right. The game I ultimately did on my own. We were going to do that game together. But then he said family was coming over. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just do it myself then. And then on Thursday, we were going to possibly do Atlanta, Tampa football. But then I really wasn't feeling good. My voice was kind of iffy and I just wasn't in the mood. Or I didn't have the juice for it. Not to mention, I knew that I had a big weekend of streams coming up and I didn't want to compromise my voice. So I will see you guys tomorrow for a doubleheader. And to all my Guardians fans watching, be sure to get a good night's sleep. You're going to need it. It's going to be a stressful day. I'm just happy we don't have to wait all freaking day to watch our team. Be able to do the Guardians at 1 and then jump over to the Buckeyes at 3:30 around there. I think if I had to guess, I'm probably going to miss maybe like half the first quarter. I won't miss much of that game. And then, what did they say? If things went the way that some people think it could go, Game 5 would be on at the same time as Oregon, Ohio State. most likely that would most likely be the one game I don't do for the Guardians because I cannot miss Ohio State Oregon. I cannot miss that game. No matter what happens, I cannot miss streaming that game. If I have to, I'll do Ohio State Oregon, and I'll put like the Guardians score on the top right corner. So I'm not missing Ohio State Oregon. I'm not missing that. How with all the crap I've heard from Ducks fans this offseason. Like that's not gonna happen. Nope. So I'm gonna head out and I'll see you guys in about 13 hours. Literally 13 hours from right now. We'll be playing. We'll be playing some ball. So see you guys in about 13-ish hours. Okay? Okay. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Guardians. Take down the Tigers. And let's get a step closer to a World Series. Let's snap this horrible drought. Okay? With that being said, shout out to everyone who came through for this thing. Jackie says I figured Screwball would have been ready for game one. I mean, he probably could have put him for game one, but that would have, messed with his, I guess, rest because he pitched the first game against the Astros. That was what 3 days ago, something like that. It's an awfully not. It's not a lot of, rest for him, but it is what it is. It's like the playoff rest day. Pitchers be only taking 3 days off during the playoffs. They go all out for the playoffs, man. Pitchers don't usually take a full 5 days during this time of year, especially when we get to the ALCS or the Championship Series and the World Series. I've seen it where pitchers will start 2 days after they made a start. Like they'll come out of the bullpen. It's what they do. All right, but yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night and go Guardians. I'm Crazy Dog. Shout out to Craig and everybody who came through. Karam, Daniel, Jackie, of course, talking and grubbing. See you guys tomorrow. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go Guardians. And I'm out. Bye bye.